Hello, hello, hello. Listen to Faith Evans, my favorite Gemini. Today is Wednesday, which means it's the day of Gemini, ruled by Mercury. And guess what? We're going to talk about Hilda's Urban Astrology, y'all. 4 houses on the Mercury. 1 Mercury is on the chart. How are ya? Listen to Faith Evans for a little bit. I hope everyone is having a fantastic hump day, and you guys get to chat a lot. Gemini rules today. I love you. I love you. Let's communicate this, everything we have internally, right? And while I do that, I'm gonna have coffee with y'all, and I'm gonna heat up the food for the babies. Momento. So I found this coffee, Café El Morro, from Puerto Rico, for $1. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it's espresso. Brings me back great memories from the last time that I visited El Morro. It's been so long. So yeah, as I said, we're gonna talk about Mercury. Yesterday I spoke about the first 4 houses. The first 4 houses that you'll find in your chart. And what is Mercury again? Well, we think and talk about. So wherever Mercury is on your chart, if it's within the first 4 houses, remember the first house is ruled by Aries. Let me put that down for a little bit. The first house is ruled by Aries, so that's self, me, personality. You know, how you express yourself out there. Self. The second house is ruled by Taurus. Money. Possessions. The third house, it's ruled by Gemini. So that's the house where it's most predominant, it's very strong, and also Virgo. So they rule short trips, family, siblings. That's what they're going to talk about, and that's what they're going to think about. And the 4th house, which is Cancer, family, home, community, the mom. That's what you're going to think and talk about if Mercury is placed on your chart on the 4th house. And today we're going to go over a little more in depth the 5th house, the 6th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house, which are Leo, Virgo, oh my gosh, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. So stay tuned. I'm gonna make my coffee. And look, I found my mama's cup. She gave me this. And while this is setting up, I got you guys. So how y'all doing? Yesterday was what? Mars Day, the day of passion. I hope you guys felt very passionate about your project and your creations. And today's the day we talk. Gemini rules miércoles, right? The 5th house and Leo. And remember, like, if you guys have your chart, or if you go ahead and go online and choose, you know, like whatever method that there is out there online to get your chart out. This is really helpful. Hi D, hi Damaris, hi baby. Buenos días, mami, ¿cómo está? Estoy haciendo café y vamos a hablar de Mercurio. We spoke about, good morning, baby, good morning. I spoke about the first 4 houses yesterday. I'm going to talk about Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. If Mercury is in any of those houses in your chart, stay tuned so that you can know more or less what you think about and what you talk about, because that's what Mercury rules, what we think about and what we talk about. Even if we're not, if we were enraged to speak up, that's what we're going to think about, and that's what we're going to talk to the walls about, and whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. The chatter is there. We can't get rid of it. And I'm feeding the babies, Mira. I'm feeding the babies. And we have one of my favorite Geminis on, Faith Evans. Baby, I do what I gotta do. Gemini. She was madly in love with, hey, what's up, Sandra? Hi, Boo Boo. Hi, my little Scorpio buddy. She was madly in love with Biggie, Thursday, and I think she had like a little, crush on, I don't know, his, nemesis or whatever. I'm not gonna mention any names. But yes, Faith Evans. It's Gemini day, Mercury, the day we talk. We think, we talk, and I'm going to go over the 4 houses, which is, well, the 5th house, the 6th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house, which are Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Stay tuned. I'm going to get my coffee. I need to get my coffee, or I'm going to get a bowl of cereal. I'll make it up to you. Baby, I do what I gotta do. I woke up very chatty, very I did my meditation in my shower. I got rid of all these emotions that were lingering, that are no longer serving me for my purpose. I suggest you guys do that. It's amazing. You just get up in the morning and you just let the water run over your head, and you don't judge your thoughts. You don't get to, you don't say anything about them. You just, let it run through you, and just visualize the water, cleaning off anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's not really for you anymore. It's amazing. It gets you going. It gets that mental chatter to kind of ease and get you going through your day. I do a lot of meditative showers and ground. Even if it's for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it's so helpful to help us ground, because this mind doesn't stop thinking, does it? So we gotta, just breathe. Take a few breaths in the shower, let the water hit you. Whew, it's amazing. It's amazing. You get out of the shower like a whole new person. I guarantee you. Okay, so get home. We're making coffee. To you, baby, I do what I gotta do. Hi, baby. Check it out. Old school. This is not a sock. Although I will use one if, I was incarcerated. This is not a sock. And this is my mama's cup. And we got café. El Morro, señores. Puerto Rico. Oh, El Morro. I found this coffee at the dollar store. I was like, wow. Paid $5 for this in New York, man. The struggle. And I'm pretty sad because I ran out of real milk. So I'm gonna have to use almond milk. So good. I don't like coffee with almond milk. I'm sorry, Starbucks and whatever. I just don't. I like the fatty, right? I like the fattiness of the taste, I don't know. And like I told y'all, because I'm a freaking sugar freak, I am a sugar freak. I eat a lot of freaking ice cream. Y'all think this skinny, verdad, Bustelo's so good, but it's so hard to find it out here. So basically, this is the closest I get to home. It's so hard. I don't know. There are different races here, and French vanilla. I miss French vanilla. Tráemelo. I got French vanilla, but in beans. So I gotta buy a grinder. But I can't wait. I got it in beans, man. I got it in beans. Tengo que comprar un grinder. And who puts cinnamon in the coffee? ¿Quién hace eso? I put agave because, like I said, I'm a sugar freak. I love sugar. Look at my teeth. And I have to control that consumption of sugar because it's very bad for your freaking liver, man. It's very bad for your liver. It's very bad for your kidneys, yo. And you gotta educate yourself about your body's your temple, boo boo. And when I like something, I really like it, and I go in. There's no stopping me. There was a sale on Talenti ice cream. Shout out to Talenti, it's my favorite. And it was like you buy one and you get 3 for free. Yo, I went in. You have no idea. I had like 7 freaking pints of fucking ice cream here every day, baby. It's no stopping me. You can't tell me nothing. Esta flaca come con cojones. Let's taste this coffee. Está bueno. But I hate almond milk. I hate almond milk on my coffee. I'm sorry. Hi, Andra. Good morning, baby. Mwah. Shout out to New York. Shout out to Delaware. Today is your day, mama. Today, Gemini rules. It's Mercury day. Mercury, boo-boo. The day we chat, the day we interact, the day we get to speak about what's on our mind, right? And you guys rule what? Short trips, siblings, the no filter ones. I love you guys. I love you. So yeah, Scorpio in the house. We got Aries in the house. And we got Gemini. And shout outs to y'all. Mad love. I need to freaking heat up my coffee. This is what I hate about almond milk. That every time I use it, I get so discouraged with it. My coffee is always cold. Espérate. We're gonna heat it up. And I found my mama's mug that she gave me. I'm such a baby. We're all babies. We're always babies. We're all children. No matter how old we are, we're always children. I swear. And I remember when I got my apartment in New York City, after being freaking homeless, and she gave me this mug. It's a freaking happy mug, and it's a smile, and I was like, oh gee, thanks. That was like her gift, her her gift to me for getting an apartment. So I was like, great, thanks, mom. I appreciate it. A freaking mug. I was like, give me rent money, cause us bratty kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a brat. It don't matter. I don't care if she never like raised me as a brat. I'm still a brat normally. It's just what it is. So I was like, give me money, give me this, give me that. I don't want a mug, but like the fact that I have the mug, it reminds me so much of her, and it reminds me of how bratty I am. It's unbelievable. And we have Faith Evans. You to love me. Woo! One of my favorite Gemini back in the yesterdays, because we all souls all get together and we understand each other. I understand this is like our tribe, right? And I'm gonna go over the 5th house in Mercury, the 6th house in Mercury, the 7th house in Mercury, and the 8th house in Mercury. The 5th house is ruled by Leo, the 6th house is ruled by Virgo, the 7th house is ruled by Libra, and then the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. And Mercury, right? Let me put it down. Mercury rules what we think and what we speak about, right? And it's perfect that today is Mercury Day. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. So today you're going to see a lot of people going to talk. Don't judge them. This is the day of Gemini. That's what Gemini does. It brings in information, takes information. Brings in information, takes in information. Leave them alone. That's their job, okay? So if you have your charts, if you don't, that's fine. But if you have your chart, or if you know where your Mercury placements are, I'm going to go ahead and go over them briefly. I spoke about the first 4 houses, which are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Okay? Aries is the self, personality. Taurus is money, honey, possessions, right? Gemini, it's short trips, siblings. That's what they talk and think about. And Cancer is family, home. That's what they're consistently thinking about. That's what they're consistently talking about. Look at my mug, guys. Look what my mama gave me. It's a smile on the inside. It's an emoji. I don't know. We have this love-hate relationship. It's incredible. I hate coffee with almond milk, but you know I love coffee. Anywho, so, right? So what do we think about and what do we talk about when Mercury is in the 5th house, which is run by Leo? Leo rules what, right? Fun, games, speculation. That's what they start. Like, Leo could start a lot of shit. Yo, I don't give a fuck. And children. Like, you know, I used to work with this girl, right? Very low vibrational fucking Leo. Yo, this chick was nuts, yo. Like, she would start shit up, and then she would go up to me and like give me a hug and be like, I God bless you, I love you. But the bitch hated me so much, and I would just be like, what the heck, right? And I was like, man, like I just want to smack her with my strap. Anywho, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Leo runs speculations, and they start shit. And I remember she would start shit with my boss, and my boss and I were tight. We were like really tight. And then when she came along, it was like she broke up the whole gang. She broke up the whole office. She took all, like, it was just crazy. I was like, God damn, shorty. And I was just like, I ain't dealing with this bully. I was like, I'm still pretty, bitch. Like, I was like, peace out. Like, me, I don't take shit. So they rule speculation, and they do it in a very funny way, in a very, you know, children-like way, because they're very immature in that aspect, you know. And when they're low vibrational and they're insecure, oh my God, she's in fries. Like, and she was hot too. She was a hot girl. So I was like, oh my God, what a waste. Anywho, so when Mercury is placed in the house of Leo and they're not so fucking like low vibrational, what they think and talk about are what? Children, fun and games. They talk a lot about fucking speculations. What they do is that they think about creative projects, you know. So if they have children, it's like a fun way that they can incorporate their like juvenile way of like creating ideas and talking about these ideas, right? Like the teachers, like, you know, a lot of teachers are Leo because of that, because they get to interact with children and they get to speak about the funness that they have, because that's what Leo rules. Speculations, fun and games, you know, video games if that's what you do for fun, watching TV if that's what you do for fun, if you like to just like sit at home and take care of home, that's what you do. Whatever you do for fun and game, it's what Leo rules. And when Mercury is on the 5th house with Leo, that's what you're gonna think and talk about all the time. All the time, all the time. Even if you were taught not to speak, that's what you're gonna think. That's what you're gonna talk to the walls to. That's what you're gonna talk to yourself, your animals, or whatnot about that. You're gonna speculate a whole fucking lot. You're gonna talk about that. You know, you if you have kids, you're gonna create a mess with your kids at home. You know, it's like that kind of mother that tells one child this and then the other child that. You know, and create like little, you know, fun, you know, funny stuff that may not be so funny to the kids, but to that Leo it is, because it is the house of fun and games, and that's what they talk about. You can't help it. And when Mercury's there, that's what they do. It's a great placing when they have children, because they don't get to fuck with nobody else. I hope she has kids, that girl needs kids. Anywho, let's go to the 6th house. When Mercury is placed on the 6th house, right, it's very strong as well, because Mercury rules Gemini and it also rules Virgo, right? And the placement, like Gemini and Virgo are polar opposite in the chart. The polar opposite. That's why when they come together, it might feel like this huge attraction, but it's just because they talk so much within each other and they could criticize so much. But it may not be the twin flame or the soulmate that you're looking for. It's just a connection that they understand that they talked in that level, because that planet is ruling both of them. It's, you know, that's the same with Leo. Like, Leo is my polar opposite. Whenever you know what I'm saying, I get with a Leo, it could either be very, 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 very good or very, very, very bad. Like, as I said, you know, with that girl at work, you know, I've dated plenty of Leos and it's been loving, it's been great. But because we're so opposite, you know, I understand that, you know, it may not always be the best relationship. It may not. May not. You know, Leo likes to rule. And if you have planets in the first house, you like to rule too. So it may become, you know, that. The same thing with Mercury. You know, Mercury and Gemini and Virgo, they love to talk. But then if, you know, one likes to criticize, the other one likes to talk. So when they get together, Gemini is very sensitive, you know what I'm saying? Because they have the twin. And Virgo it's just like very, very dry. Virgo's like, very dry at that. It may not really like the funness that Gemini has, you know, because you're like little kids, right? So when Mercury is placed on the 6th house of Virgo, right? They gotta communicate. They like the teachers, you know. They're like the travelers, the thinkers. They have to travel a lot. They think a lot about teaching, you know, preaching, because they have to criticize and, you know, give you advice and stuff like that. They talk about work and they get very bored easily. And this, when they're particularly here, and then that's why they have to consistently be teaching, and they have to, you're gonna see when Mercury is placed in that 6th house of Virgo, that placement, like that person might have like a whole bunch of degrees just so that they can obtain knowledge and they can talk to you about what they've learned, because they feel like the teachers of the world. I had, when I was a career advisor, I had students that were Virgo, and then they had a Mercury placement on the 6th house, and like on top of that, and they would come and try to tell me how to do my job. They would try, like, you know, they would just try to tell me how to do my job. I'm just like, listen, honey, like, you got 7 degrees, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to help you get a job. I'm here to help you get your career ahead. You're not here to tell me what to do. But that's how they feel, you know. And then, you know, we would sit there, and, you know, it got to the point that they just couldn't help it. So they would just sit there and educate me, and I would just tell them, okay, talk to me about what the heck you learned. And then when you're done, you're going to listen to me about your career. You know, it was a very interesting relationship with those that had their Mercury placement in Virgo, because they can't help but to want to teach, you know. They can't help it. That's all they think about, and that's all they talk about. So that's Mercury in the 6th house on your chart. Mercury in the 7th house, Libra, honey bunny. And what does Libra rule? Libra rules partners, relationships, and the public, and it also rules enemies. It is the house of enemies, because when you get into partnerships, whether it could be business, it could be relationships, if that partnership goes sour, that person turns into your enemy very quickly. You know, that's how you get a divorce. That's how, you know, businesses become sour. And, you know, the public eye, like, how often do I post about, like, how your competitor will actually pay to, like, say ill things about another company, so that, you know, that whole game of that, right? So that's the house that Libra rules. The house of partnerships, relationships, the public eye, and enemies. So basically, when Mercury is on your 7th house, which is Libra, what they think about and what they talk about is their partner. Whether it's business or whether it's at home, that's what they talk about, and that's what they think about. They attract, you know what I'm saying? That they attract a lot of people who talk about themselves, for that matter, and like they're the listeners. They will listen. They are the listeners of that. It's a catch-22 there, and that's all they think about. Their wife, their husband, and that's what they talk about. Their wife and their husband. You ever been around a person who talks about their wife and their husband? You know, and in their business. You know what I'm saying? Their business partner. That is Mercury ruling in the 7th house of Libra. That's all they're gonna hear. That's all they're gonna think about, because that's what that house rules. And those that be talking about their enemies, that is Mercury. So they probably go off about, you know, I remember I used to work for this lady. All she ever talked about was like her ex-husband, who was her enemy. She had, Mercury in the 7th house. That's all she talked about. I'm talking about forever. Forever. It don't matter what day of the freaking week. It didn't matter what kind of emotion she had. She could have been very happy and and then she'd be like, but you know what? And I was like, geez and fries. That is Mercury on the 7th house of her. That's all. If they're in a great relationship with work, if they have a great relationship with their partner, they're gonna talk about it in a very in a positive way. If they're not, they're gonna talk about it in a very negative way. That's what they rule. They rule relationships. They rule the public. They talk shit about the public too. They talk shit about their partners, and they talk shit about any relationship that they have. That's what they think about, and that's what they talk about. No cheese and fries. Let me tell you something. So we're gonna talk about the eighth house, which is Scorpio. If you have Mercury, what it rules, what you think and talk about. If you have Mercury on the 8th house, which is run by Scorpio, that is the house of transformation, secrets, the all or nothing. They go for, when Mercury is here, they are the detectives, the FBI, the CIA. They look beneath the surface, and that's all they talk about. They talk about conspiracy theory. There's going to be a transformation there with the way that communication that they're consistently thinking about and talking about. It's going to be transformed, and that's all they ever going to talk about. If you want to find out anything about anybody, I suggest you get somebody with Mercury on the 8th house, because they know secrets. They know what the heck is going on. They know the nitty-gritty. They know. Trust me, they know. That's all they do. Like I've met those with Mercury in the 8th house, and they know a lot of stuff, like about secrets in the spiritual world, secrets with the government. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like secrets within businesses, like they know. And that's all they think and talk about. And you cannot stop them from that, because it's a secret. It's a secret. It's a world of secrets. So if you have Mercury on the 8th house, you're always going to be trying, to dig information about your partner. It's not that you're insecure or anything. It's just that's how you feel. You feel like that people have secrets, and you want to know their secrets. So you're always going to want to dig information. You always want to know. These people better have very honest partners, because they know they're the best detectives I've ever met. They dig for information, whether it's online, they do it by foot, they're the stalkers, all of that. They do it for the sake of finding the secrets. They do it for the sake of knowing the information, whether they do something good with it or not, whatever. They're going to talk about it. Once they find out, they're going to talk about it, because that's what they think and talk about. If they were taught to speak, thank God, your secret is safe. Your secret is safe with them. But if they're the talkers, the chatters, they're going to talk about your secrets when Mercury's here. On the 8th house, they're going to talk about all or nothing. They're going to talk about transformation. That's all they think about. So be very wary of those who have Mercury on the 8th house and how you communicate with them, and don't be hurting them, because those who know your secrets, they know your your Achilles heel. Be very wary of that. I suggest that whenever you meet someone, you ask them about their placements. You ask them about where their planets are, so that you know more or less how to communicate with this person, how to love this person, how to be passionate with this person, because each planet indicates differences, and we all have, like I said, all planets on our chart. One thing that I'm going to say is this: if you don't have planets in certain houses, it doesn't really mean that it doesn't matter. It just means that they're not as important as they would be. They're not as strong as the ones that have planets are. But all the astrological chart, baby, it goes around. We're like a clock. We're like a clock. And I just spoke about the 4 houses, the 5th house, the 6th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house, which are run by Leo. Leo is the house of fun, children, and speculation. So if Mercury is placed there, that's all they're going to ever think and talk about. Right? Virgo, which is the 6th house, is the house of teaching. It's the house of, they speak a lot about teaching, very smart individuals. That's when Mercury is placed on the 6th house, which is also ruled by Mercury. The 7th house, which is Libra, the house of partnerships, relationships, enemies. What Mercury is going to do there, they're going to always think and talk about enemies, partners, marriage, right? And then the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, which is, I'm going to get into the planets as well, because each planet has a zodiac. The 8th house, which is Scorpio, which is the house of transformation, secrets, and the all of nothing. So basically, these are the detectives. They're always thinking about everything. They like these people, you can't mess with them, yo. You can't mess with them. You gotta know. That's why you gotta know your planets, because a lot of us, we be thinking we could be slick with people, but there's people you can't be slick with, because they have planets that are very strong. And you're better off just being honest. You're better off being honest. There's some planets and there's some, and some houses that they may not take you as serious, but when Mercury is in the 8th house, suggest you do. Okay, well, it's been real. I'm gonna do a live tomorrow morning, on the last 4 houses, which are Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay, I'm going to go over that tomorrow. Should you need a reading, a direct reading, learn a little more about your chart, hit me up. There is a charge for that. But it's very cheap, I think. It's very cheap. Hit me up. I'd love to go over more of the details with you so that you'll know more or less, where are your planets, what do they mean, and give you a reading, give you a card reading, right? More in-depth information. It's not so general. My loves, thank you so much for staying with me. It's been real. I've had coffee. I'm going to go ahead and pay mine to the babies now. Where are they? Pay mine to the babies now. I'm going to go ahead and walk them. I hope you guys have a very communicative day, because today Mercury runs the day, baby. Speak up, speak up, speak up, speak up. Talk about what you normally don't talk about. Express yourself. Don't repress yourself. Let it out. Let it out, let it out. And listen to your favorite Geminis today. They're appreciated. I love you, Geminis, by the way. And I got so much love for you. I could hate you guys because of my choices in relationship, but I'm not going to do anything, I've dated all signs. They all sucked. So I don't have any sign in particular that I harbor any freaking hatred toward, It was just mirrors, and it was just mistakes, and it was just lessons and lessons and lessons. Everybody's always saying how Gemini's the worst. I don't think so. I feel like Gemini and Aquarius, we're very much alike. We're ruled by, you guys got the twin, we got Saturn and Uranus, going on. So we understand the 2 depths of life. Okay? Talk. Today is Mercury. Let it out. Use your throat chakra. Let it out. Gemini rules the lungs. Take a deep breath. Let it out. This is Gemini right here. Occur. Let it out, let it out, let it out. And if other people are chatty and don't judge them. Let them be, because Mercury is going to do its thing in whatever house it's in. If you hear people talking about secrets and conspiracy theories, you already know Mercury is on my 8th house. If you hear people talk about, trying to teach you things, Mercury might be on the 6th house. If you are hearing speculations, funness, children stuff, Mercury might be on the 5th house, which is Leo. If you hear people talk about home and family, you know what I'm saying? Mercury could be in the 5th house, another 4th house, which is Cancer. If you hear people talking about, siblings, short trips, and have no filter, that is Gemini. If you hear people talking about money, honey, possession, that is Mercury and Taurus. If you hear people talking about me, oh, me, that is Aries. Me. Okay? So that's the rundown and that's the fun down. Thanks for tuning in with this Urban Astrology. Besitos. Kisses. I will do these videos. I feel like I want to do them in the future in Spanish for those folks that speak Spanish. So if you have any family members in marriage that speak Spanish, hit them up with those videos. I'm gathering all that information so that I can go ahead and reach out to my Spanish speaking folk that, that really need this information as well. We all need it. I wish I knew many other languages so I could go ahead and, do this thing. But we're not doing that. It's a lot of work. Well, it's been real, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Speak up. Let it out. Mercury is going to do its thing regardless of whether you want it or not. Okay? If you have nobody to talk to the wall, talk to the dog, talk to yourself. You are yourself. You are alive. You can talk to yourself. I don't care what people say that's a crazy thing. No. As long as you don't respond yourself like, hi Hilda, what's up? I don't know. It's fine. You're fine. Speak to yourself. Honestly, you're the best person that you could ever speak to. And it's okay. Let Mercury do its thing. All right. Ciao, bacalaos. Peace. And I would say now, and chicken grease.